Hey, what's up, guys? Gonna go ahead and do a video on getting Ubuntu 18 set up on VirtualBox. I'm actually gonna do this on a Windows machine. And as of right now, Ubuntu has released version 20, long-term support. And I would prefer to use that one, but however, I know that the target application I want to try to work with, which is MySQL's XDev API, specifically the API interface that PHP has. And I've tried getting it installed on version 20. It fails when you do the the actual PECL installation step. So I haven't been able to get past that. So we're just going to use 18 because in future videos I want to do some examples and some, I guess, tutorials even on the XDev API in PHP, which is something that I don't expect a lot of people to do very much of. I expect more people to use JavaScript or Node.js for this kind of thing. But I think it's interesting. PHP has it available, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So for those of you who are familiar with setting up virtual boxes in VirtualBox, you can go ahead and just skip everything this entire video because you're not going to learn anything new. Just go ahead and get yourself set up with Ubuntu 18, either in VirtualBox or however you want to do it. But for those of you who don't know, go ahead to VirtualBox, Oracle VM VirtualBox, download for Windows, Mac, or Linux. It works on pretty much all the operating systems. I'm not going to go into that because you can learn how to do that from a million YouTube videos. We're going to move over to Ubuntu and download version 18. And what you want to go to is a website called releases.ubuntu.com. And it gives you kind of the latest releases you can download. I believe these are desktop versions. Pretty sure they are. We're going to go ahead and click on Ubuntu 18. Come on. And we're going to grab that desktop image. We could use a server image, but I actually like using the terminal in Linux. As I'm doing this on a Windows box, I don't want to download PuTTY. I don't like PuTTY. And for those of you who don't know what PuTTY is, don't worry about it, because if you download the desktop version of Ubuntu, it'll have a terminal and you can use that, so you don't need to worry too much about that. So I'm going to pause the video here and wait for this to download, and I'll see you guys back here in a second. Okay, it looks like we're done. Got this downloaded. Let's go ahead and power up VirtualBox and get started with installing. So I've actually already got a box here, but this is Ubuntu 20, which I've stated actually doesn't work with XDev API right now. I'm sure it does if you're smarter than I am, but I needed to do what works for me. So here we go. We're going to do a new one. We'll do Ubuntu 18. Linux Ubuntu. Looks good. Next. Give it, I've got some memory to use, so let's go ahead and throw it at it. Create a virtual hard disk. Virtual hard disk, just kind of, I just use the defaults on most of this stuff, but one thing I am going to change is allow this to scale up to 100 gigabytes. Probably will never use that much, but I probably would run out of 10 gigabytes eventually. So we're going with 100. All right, so there's that. Another thing I like to do when I'm setting up virtual boxes personally for network purposes is going into settings, and in the network tab, I like to actually use a bridged adapter. What that does is it bypasses your computer's attempt to configure its network. And I'm probably failing on a few levels to describe what that means, but essentially VirtualBox makes the computer that you're using to host the virtual machine on disappear to your network. So it's like this computer is physically connected to the network. Ubuntu 18 will be physically connected to my actual network with its own IP address assigned by my router. So I like to do that. I'm gonna click OK there. All right, so the optical drive, we're gonna actually go ahead and load the file we downloaded. Choose the disk file. And we'll choose the 18, open, and let's fire this puppy up. So this will take a little bit of time to install. So go ahead and do all that, go through and install it like you would, using whatever options you think are appropriate. I tend to use the defaults. Normal, download updates. Erase disk and install, install now. Yup, continue. Go ahead and erase my virtual disk to install. See if I care. Yeah, sure. Whatever time zone you want. You can pretend to be anywhere. Put in your name, however you want it to look. Pick a password. I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3. Whoa, numlock's not on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it'll yell at you for stuff like that. You should really use a better password than that. I'm also going to log in automatically, which you probably shouldn't do if this was a machine you were planning on using for anything serious. But because we're just playing, we'll go as simple as we can. Also a good time to go grab a beer or a coffee or whatever your thing happens to be. Go grab a water. Almost finished copying files. Oh. You ever hate it when progress bars get all the way to the end and they hang there for a minute, only to restart at the very beginning again? Sigh. I really thought using the front-facing camera on my phone would not highlight all the defects in my face, but I was wrong. I look just as bad on my front-facing camera as I do on the rear-facing camera. Okay, installation is complete. Restart now. And VirtualBox has been actually doing a pretty good job of automatically ejecting the CD on these installs, so we haven't needed to do what this says right here, which says please remove the installation medium and press enter. Enter. VirtualBox does it for you. Pretty smart, I guess. Come on. Turn on box. Oh, it changed the color. Oh, it showed up something. Okay, we're gonna click next, 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 next. Done. Just get out of my life so I can get down to business. I am going to adjust the screen size so it's a little more livable. Where are you, screen size? Resolution is so far over I can't see it. This isn't good. There we go. Can I see something here? Okay, how about a little more like that? It's ruined. Can't change it. Oh, this sucks. Probably gonna have to do this in the command line. Ah, okay, so I'm literally fumbling around, tabbing around to see if I can hit the OK. Oh, and I made it. I got it this time. What a G. Keep changes. All right. That looks halfway decent, you know, for what we're trying to do here. This actually looks like it's a little cut off. Let's open it up so there's no scroll bars. Cool. So we've got a box going and our screen size is reasonable. Oh, and all the updates. Well, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. Basically install all your updates and now you've got a working system. Well, there you go. You just installed Ubuntu 18 on whatever operating system you happen to be using in this moment. All right. We'll see you guys in the next video where we will install PHP, Nginx, MySQL, and for fun, we'll go ahead and throw in the Xdev API because, well, let's face it, we're going to have some fun with that. And we will also throw in PHP MyAdmin so that we can hack around a little bit visually in the database as we hack around in the code. We'll be able to go into PHP MyAdmin and see what is happening. All right, cool. Peace out.